Hello and welcome back to the Achievement Planner. Today I'm coming to you with Stranded Deep, and this is the ultimate survival game because literally all you do is survive. Yeah, I know, really. So yeah, this game is fantastic. So this game has 35 achievements for 1,000 gamer score. I give it a 5 out of 10 difficulty if you're on passive mode. So here's the deal. I did not want to be fighting every single creature. I wanted to just enjoy this game. And so I did it on passive mode. So now there are bosses later on that you still have to kill, and I'll go over that. But otherwise, you don't have to kill anything like in defensive mode. You don't have to kill anything to save yourself. So basically, in passive mode, I give it a 5 out of 10. It's still hard, really hard, to survive and have enough food and stuff. But I would say with the creatures on, it's probably way harder. So I would even suggest just do it on passive mode. It's more fun, enjoyable. Completion time, about 50 plus hours. Yeah, it takes a long time to do this because you got to collect everything. Now that I know where everything is, I could probably do it quicker. So yeah, check out the rest of this plan and it'll go quicker. Playthrough number 1, story playthrough with no compass. So there's this compass. You can't use it, or else you have to play the game again. So just one playthrough is all you need. All right, let's go over this thing. Category 1, tutorial achievements. 4 achievements for 80 gamer score. So when you start the game, you end up on this island. I'm not going to explain how. All right, so number 1, you're going to do all these things. This is just part of the tutorial on your first island. So number 1, I won't even read it. They're all 20 gamer score. You have to craft a stone tool, skin a crab, cook a crab, and then complete the whole tutorial. Once you do all that, you get those 4 achievements in the 80 gamer score. All right. Now, don't eat that crab. Don't eat it. All right. We're going to talk about it, but don't eat it. Okay. Category number 2, progress achievements. 9 achievements for 320 gamer score. So these are all things that I feel that you're going to get throughout just playing the actual story. If you're just trying to complete the actual story, you will get these things. It's possible you might not, but I can't imagine you wouldn't. So I would say they're almost unmissable. So, number 1, have you ever seen so many seagulls? 60 gamer score. Found yourself surrounded by a flock of seagulls. Not the band, just a real flock of seagulls. So yeah, nobody knows when you get this. When seagulls fly above you, you get this achievement. So I think I don't even know if it's on the video or if I missed it. I don't know. But yeah, it just happens at some point. You'll get it. Number 2, island hopper, 20 gamer score. Visited an island other than the first. Unless you're not trying to complete the game, you have to do this. So you'll do it. Number 3, day 10, and then also number 4, day 20. So you'll see 20 gamer score, 60 gamer score. Survived for 10 and 20 days. And as long as you're not dying, so as long as you're keeping your water up, your health up, your food up, and you're getting enough rest. Actually, if you don't get enough rest, that's not a problem. And if you're not overheating. So really, overheating, food, and water. Those are the 3 things that you won't lose your health with. And if you can keep those things up, which I can show you different ways. In fact, the way I suggest is to immediately get a fire pit, and then on the fire pit you can then put a smoker. Put the smoker, and that way every time you get food, you could smoke it. If you have smoked food, it never goes bad. But if you don't smoke it, if you just cook it, it will go bad. So get a smoker on the campfire, which turns into a fire pit, which turns into a smoker. Then also get a water still, and then you're going to build this water still, and then you could just get palm fronds, or you can get the fibrous leaves, and then like these 2 things I'm telling you, you probably have like, what does all that mean? Just get the campfire, which turns into a fire pit, which turns into a smoker. Once you get that, get a water still, and then you could also make a shelter too. Those are the things you need to survive. For those days. So I promise those are the only things you really need to survive. Or you could eat coconuts and then have bathroom issues. All right, yeah. Okay. Number 5, working with my hands, and then number 6, lean mean crafting machine. Crafted 20 and 40 tools, and throughout the game, I guarantee you'll get this unless you're not crafting tools on purpose. All right. Number 7, hunter of the high seas, collected 1 sea monster trophy, and number 8. Call Me Ahab, collected all sea monster trophies. So I'm going to put up some guides for this. I don't know how I'm going to put them up exactly, but the person is amazing at beating these. So there are three bosses in this game. Everything in passive, you don't have to fight. But these 3, you have to go and find their locations without a compass, by the way, because otherwise you have to replay the game again and do it anyway without a compass. But you have to find these 3 monsters. One's a squid, one's a huge eel, and one's a shark. And you need to defeat them. You need to be ready for them. The guide will show you exactly what you need for them. But once you defeat all 3 of them, you get 3 parts of 3 parts of a plane. So why do you need 3 parts of a plane? You'll figure it out. I won't tell you, or I might. But anyway, the point is you get 3 parts of a plane, and then you also get the ability to make their trophies. So once you kill all 3, or kill 1 and then all 3, you make their trophies and you get the achievements, those 2 achievements. And out of the frying pan, you complete the game. And I forget what's on the video right now, but yeah, you basically have to build a plane and you have to go. So it's not really a spoiler, but you just have to get off the island. Or the islands, I should say. But then what happens? I won't tell you. So you need to, and by the way, for you to do that at the end, you need all 3 of the pieces you get from the monsters in order to build the plane. You also need 2, I think it was 2 tanks of gas I got. Oh, by the way, to get the tanks of gas, I know it's a lot of information, but it'll make sense as you start to learn it. You need the fuel still, all right? You're gonna have to get the fuel still, and you need potatoes. One of the things that I realized after a long time is that, first of all, when you pick up the fruits and the potatoes, they spoil. The potatoes are so necessary to make fuel. So try to find potatoes and try to use them to make fuel immediately. It's going to take a while to figure out how to do that, but I'm just letting you know. You need a fuel still to make the fuel. And completing the game. That's what we're talking about. The 3 trophies, the fuel, and you're going to need a whole bunch of food and water. All right? So you need 6 things to complete the game to get off the island in this plane. As you play, you'll see more of what I'm talking about. But now you'll see that's what you have to do. Category number 3. So crafting achievements. So these are kind of like extra crafting things. You don't need to do these in order to complete the game. 7 achievements, 180 gamer score. Number 1, thread carefully, 20 gamer score. Made some cloth using the loom. So once you make the loom, you can make cloth. You can figure out how to do all that on your own, but just going through this. Number 2, clay must feel happy in a good potter's hand. 20 gamer score. Make a clay flask. So to find clay, you're going to need a pickaxe. And once you make the pickaxe, I think it's called a refined pickaxe, but you have to go in the water off the islands, because there are so many different islands you can go to. And you have to swim out almost to the end before it drops, because the ground will drop at some point. And usually it's towards the end, or it's by shipwrecks. And if you look around, you will see a different kind of material stone, and that is the clay. And then you can break them with the pickaxe, and usually get about 5 clay. And it wasn't hard to find them once I figured out how to find the clay. So yeah, you can see it in the video, I'm sure. And that's how you do that. And then that's also how you're going to make bricks and a whole bunch of stuff. So get a lot of clay. Number 3, where I lay my head is home. Crafted a sleeping bag. That was not hard at all. Just crafted one. Number 4, I hear industrials in fashion. 30 gamer score. Crafted 10 pieces of furniture using corrugated scrap. So corrugated scrap is all over the place, all these different islands. And unfortunately for me, I'm on console. Apparently the shelves, actually no, I think the shelves work now. I think there was an update where now you can make corrugated shelves, but at one point you couldn't on console. And the corrugated shelves only take 2 scrap each. So I kind of ran out of corrugated scrap, because what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to make the shelf or the table. Those are the 2 items. And then break it. And then you get the corrugated scrap back. And then keep making it, keep making it. Or you can have enough corrugated scrap from just searching the islands to make everything. But if you're high level on crafting, and I think it was the crafting, or yeah, if you're pretty high level on certain abilities, then you're able to break up the pieces for the same amount that you built it with. I hope that made sense. Otherwise, if you're like a low level, then you have to, then it will only give you 1 corrugated instead of 2 if you use 2. Yeah, hopefully that made sense. But just honestly, just go around and find as much corrugated scrap as possible, and you will get this eventually. But yeah, the shelves, corrugated shelves, are the best way. It only takes 2 corrugated scrap, and then the tables, corrugated tables, are the second way, and those take 4 corrugated scrap. And again, as you go through it, you'll see. I think I might even be making a video showing you how to craft everything. I don't know yet. Number 5, Oceanic Da Vinci. Their 30 gamer score. Crafted the gyrocopter. So this was not hard. The 6th one, the same thing. Motorboat was not hard. Making a motor. Because when you're in shipwrecks and you're going all around, you find all these pieces. I had so many metal pieces of motors, all this different stuff that you need for the gyrocopter. I found so many. I had like a huge pile afterwards. So yeah, you will definitely be able to build both of these. Motorboat, you just need to build a motor and put it on a raft, which I'm also going to link a video. I'm going to put up a guide for the best rafts, or I forget exactly what it is, but a raft video that you're going to see. And honestly, my raft was not super amazing. It was just a 3x3, maybe a 4x3, I don't remember, but it just had some space in the middle for some chests. By the way, when you go around, you need to get these chests. You see these little like storage chests. You can pick up the whole storage chest in one. It only takes up 1 spot in your inventory. So you can put all the stuff inside of the chest and it doesn't take up all those spots. It's amazing. So just make sure you don't take one with a compass or you're gonna go use it by accident. All right. Number 7, really moving up in life, 20 gamer score, crafted the hobo stove. And I only got this one last because you need to find the barrels. And I wasn't focusing on finding barrels. So you'll find barrels in shipwrecks and everything. You just drag it to the shore and then you make a hobo stove out of it. All right? Hopefully that all made sense. But those are all extra things. Category 4, miscellaneous achievements. 6 achievements for 130 gamer score. So number 1, plant it and it will grow. 20 gamer score. Planted your first farm lot. So for this you need to build the hoe, the farming hoe. And not build it, you have to craft a farming hoe. Once you have that, then you have the ability to craft the farm lots. And you just have to plant 1. And then eventually, who needs the sea anyway? Had 1 of each farm crop planted on the same island. And the ones you need to get are, there are 8 of them. You need aloe. You need ajuga. I think I'm saying these right. You need kura. Oh boy. You need pipi. You need potatoes. You need kawawa. You need wavula. Sorry, I don't know how to say it. And you need yucca plant. So those are the 8 you need. And the hardest ones to get are potatoes. Are you can find potatoes on most places, but they spoil. And then the kura and the kawawa are hard. The kura, I actually found them on the smaller islands more, but the kura is more common, but it's still very hard to get and it spoils. And then the kawawa is really rare. So I had to go through almost all the islands to find one. And I had eaten one earlier in the game. And I was like, no, why did I eat it? So what I did was I had enough materials to keep searching, to make enough lots. To plant them. I had all of these other plants which do not go bad, and then I found this bigger island, and it happened to have a potato, a kura, and a kawawa. And so what I did when I got those 3 on that one island, even if you go from one or a few islands, they won't spoil yet. Also, by the way, I heard if you put them in the storage chest, they won't spoil. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but whenever I found those 3 finally on the one big island, I planted my stuff right there, and I put them all down, all 8 of them on one island at that same moment, so that I didn't have to travel with them. Also, people say that it's glitched, that if you plant some originally in the game and then you go to a new island, plant some other ones, that it won't unlock for you. You may have to do it all in one sitting at the same time or one playthrough. All right, so hopefully that made sense. Yeah, you just have to keep looking for those, the kura and the kawawa. If you find them, don't pick them, leave them. Keep track of where they are, and then because once you pick them, they could spoil. If they're on the plant, they won't spoil. All right. Number 3, another day, another shore. 20 gamer score. Built a campfire on 5 distinct islands. Campfire is so easy to make, so you just have to build 5. And 4, is this Ithaca? Built a campfire on 10 distinct islands. You just have to build on 10. There you go. You'll get that. Number 5, fishing season is open. Caught your first fish with the fishing rod. So for this, you need a buoy ball. And buoy balls are easy to find on boats. like sunken boat, shipwrecks. You'll find them, and you just have to make a buoy ball out of one of them. You don't need any other stuff to use, just the fishing rod, and the buoy ball. That's it. And you just have to use the fishing rod to catch 10 fish. You'll get these 2 achievements, number 5 and 6. And actually, some people say that you could just kill fish with the knife or whatever, and you'll get this. It didn't work for me. But yeah, I don't know. You could try just killing 10 fish and see if it works. But whatever. Category 5, collectible achievements. 2 achievements for 60 gamer score. And there aren't really that collectibles in this game, but I did make this category. Number 1, a little less lonely, 30 gamer score, found Wally. Wooly. And I could have sworn the name was Wilson from Castaway. I feel like this is from Castaway, the movie. But yeah, you just have to find this. And I wasn't even looking for it. I just found it going on one of the islands. And number 2, another one bites the dust. Apparently Queen's here. 30 gamer score, scavenged all survival remnants on the islands. And again, just going and looking for things on the islands, I happen to find them. It usually is like a little shelter with bones for the person, poor survivor, not a survivor, and some materials, which are usually good materials. So yeah, you just have to find 3 of them. And I feel like if you look on enough islands, you will find it. Category 6, challenge achievements. 5 achievements for 110 gamer score. My favorite one. I really love challenge things. I love them. All right, number 1, Fisher Friends, 20 gamer score. Went 10 consecutive days without eating a fish. And number 2, Gone Green, spent 10 consecutive days without eating meat. Also, number 3, spent 10 consecutive days on one island. So, if you use your water still and your smoker, even not the smoker, even just if you... No, actually, wait, what am I talking about? Smoker. You cannot use your smoker. You need to use the water still so you don't dehydrate. And then you need to use the coconuts on the island in order to survive. So don't eat more than, I think, 2 coconuts. Once you get 1 coconut, you could hit it once, it becomes a drink. And if you keep chopping it, it becomes 2 pieces of food. So in order to survive 10 days, you need to do that. And also, you need to, if there are rations in your boat or you find rations somewhere, those also count for both. If you find the fruits also, that will count, but that's wasting the fruits. That's how I wasted my fruits. So I did all 3 of these in one go. No fish, no meat, and I stayed on my first island to do all 3 of those. So it was a little difficult. The reason why I didn't do number 4 with it is because to survive all night took forever, and I was starting to really die. So I made my shelter, and I started to... It was a long time waiting to go through this, just sitting on one island. It was annoying. So I slept, and I went through the night, just like a Minecraft, kind of. So you could sleep through the night, and that's why later on I did number 4. So yeah, those 3 are not super hard, especially if you're doing by yourself. If you are doing number 1 by itself, then eat meat. If you're doing number 2 by itself, then eat fish. It's super not bad. All right? Super not bad. Does that make sense? Anyway, and you could do the one island thing on a bigger island later on. That would have been super easy, but I wanted to do it immediately. So number 4, having slept on land for 10 consecutive days. And I can tell you this. People are confused about, well, can you stay on land? Can you sleep in the ocean on your raft? Can you do all these blah, blah, blah? I did not sleep for 10 days in anything, and I got this achievement. I was all over the place. I was in the water. I was on land. I switched islands. All of a sudden, I got it. So you just have to not sleep for 10 days. And you're going to be tired and going slowly. But that's okay. You'll get through that one. Wasn't super hard. And number 5, as long as you don't use the compass, you will get this achievement. Do not use the compass. All right? Also, the map. When you look at the map, when you go out into the main menu, you could look at your map. And it will show you where you are. It'll show you where the bosses are. And it'll show you where the plane is. So the reds are the bosses in the plane. And what you need to find... Oh, so the right top corner is actually north. Just so you know. Okay. Category 7. Challenging achievements. 2 achievements for 120 gamer score. Number 1. 2 of each. 60 gamer score. Collected 2 of each land animal on your raft and sailed into a storm. Oh, dear. I honestly thought I was not going to get this. I thought it was a glitch, and I thought it wasn't going to work. It's so difficult. So you need to build a raft. And it has to be big enough so that it doesn't sink. And I would suggest putting it with buoy balls in the bottom or barrels or something. Don't just put wood because it will sink. All right, you need to go on this raft. And you need, what do you need? Nobody actually knows what you need because you've gotten so many different things. So the options are, I think you need the basics of the big boar, 2 boars. You need 2 boars, right? It's easy to kill these things, by the way, especially if it's impassive and they're not trying to kill you. 2 boars and 2 hogs. I don't know if you need the hogs, but I still have the 2 hogs, all right? Then you need 2 of the snakes that are around. I think they're called night snakes, the snakes. And then you need 2 of the big crabs. All right. Some people say you need the little crabs only. I don't know. Get 2 hogs. Get 2 boars. Get 2 snakes. Get 2 big crabs. All right. Those are the things I need. I think you need for sure. However, I also had 2 small crabs, 2 bats, and 2 seagulls, which are all easy. You'll end up getting those eventually. The bird snares are good to get the seagulls. But once you get all on those 3, by the way, you can put in your inventory. They're small enough. The small crab, the seagulls, and the bats. You have to throw the spears at the bats, by the way, at night. But you put those in your inventory, and you put the 2 big hogs, the 2 little, the boars, the hogs, the snakes, and the big crabs on your raft. All right. Once you do that, then you have to wait for a storm, and you have to sail out into the storm. And some people get it before they sail. Some people get it as they're sailing. I had to go sail into the storm. I'm like, why is this not unlocking? These things are going to fall off my boat or my raft. It was really frustrating. Eventually, I think I ended up going back to landed and unlocked. I don't know. I just don't know. But I got it. It is possible. The most recent update may have fixed it. I don't know. But yeah, that was frustrating. So I think collecting all the stuff, making the raft is not the hard part. But going out into the storm is not even the hard part. Making sure that they don't fall off the raft, which you could put them in a little center area. Don't put floor down. Like, just leave the base and don't put floor down. Put them in the center. And then making sure it actually unlocks. That's the hard part. Yeah, you'll get it, though. Number 2, got to craft them all. They're getting Pokemon on this island. 60 gamer score. Made 1 of each craftable item. And the only reason why this is challenging is because it's every item. Oh my goodness. So you have to find as much wood as possible, as many planks as possible, as much corrugated scrap. You have to make you have to make bricks out of the clay, and you have to make all the pieces. And this is what I might make a guide about. I don't know if I'm going to or not. If I do, I'll put it in the, you'll see it. But just to make one takes a long time. And I want you to know, like, what things you need to make. But honestly, the greatest part about it is in the menu, when you go to your crafting menu, if it's gray behind the picture, that means you didn't craft it. And if it's brown, that means you did craft it. So it tells you what you need to craft still. Fantastic. And by the way, you're like, I want to get this without beating the bosses. Nope. The boss trophies are part of this crafting thing. And also the pieces of the plane. I think building the plane was not part of it, but getting those pieces, yeah. So anyway, that's the game. This game is fantastic. It was just a relaxing game, stressful at times, especially trying to beat the bosses, but they weren't as hard as they seemed. So yeah, you could definitely get through this game. Leave some comments if you've played it or if you had trouble or need any help. Let me know, and otherwise I'll see you next time in Achievement Planner.